Okay. Had to take a little time to actually configure this. This was a little bit of an experiment. Hopefully this one actually runs this time. So this game's actually a little bit of an experiment too, because this is definitely the highest fidelity game that I've ever tried to stream. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. Either things could go alright, or this could melt my computer. I'm not really sure. What I wanted to do was figured let's go through the story, and because the definitive edition, actually I got it a little bit earlier than I was expecting. I was expecting to get this tomorrow, but I realized that I got the update today, so I want to try it. So let's hop into Tactician, and let's give her. I feel like this is definitely the game I may have to turn down the resolution on, because this game gets pretty crazy, especially once you start adding fire. The other thing too is that I kind of want to do more of like an interactive kind of walkthrough. I wanted to get your guys' opinions and thoughts on kind of what we should do. I want to get your guys' inputs on decisions. Since there's no one really watching quite yet, I'm probably just gonna pick the hero that I want to play. Ooh, Fane, for sure. So he's undead, which kind of makes it a little harder because he can't heal himself through regular means. He can only heal himself with poison. But because he's gonna be a necromancer, all the damage he does is actually gonna be heal him as well. So let's get in with him.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world, trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
Right on. Well, my Fane's gonna be a badass. Ooh, I can change his appearance, but I'm not too worried about it. Can I change his, like... Oh yeah, voice Fane. Okay, well... Well, I don't anticipate him actually using a bow. But I do like that. Giving him some living armor early, so it just makes him tankier. And you're gonna be a beefy boy. Oh, wait, let's see. Is there anything else I want to do? Tags. No, he's good there. So I can't really change them. I have no idea what changing the instrument does, but let's go. So one of the benefits of playing as an undead. Oh. Story time.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rabble panicked. carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Well, this is a little promising.
Still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well now, aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today. Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world. Is that a fact? And your voice? You ripped that from them too. I've never heard such silken tones from a naked skull. Ha! Should have known it was a parlor gimmick. Still, you'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
So one thing about this game is it does not autosave very often. Oh, I definitely just want to climb out, cause... Oh, so this is the tutorial. How do I climb out of here? Oh, this is the ladder, right here. This is all brand new. Oh, so that's how they hit it.
Did the murderer take him into
Why,
this
you're
room?
looking a bit more chipper.
Or was he already
Yes.
Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough.
There you are.
Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That can't be natural.
Good gods, this...
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Not with that collar on you, Aunt. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this.
Come on, please, Losa.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
So, I could be talking to a lot of people right now.
Under lock and key.
Oh.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Not interested in the son of the divine himself. I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
That has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing
It's
about
a register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, sir, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right in with those pumps trained on her. And if she tries to run, shoot Tactician.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
And down goes the ship.
My mask! She stole it. If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet.
Well, I do get a sword or I get a club. Well, I want the sword. Broken swords collar, snapper. Wonder if I could find a bucket or anything. Well, does give armor. Not a lot of armor, but it's worth having. Alright, I'm actually going to check one thing here. Actually, we'll dumb this down a little bit. The bow of the ship, is that the other? Hey, what's going on, Gearworks? I wonder where that key's for. Oh, I know. It'd actually probably be over here. Oh, no, I definitely want my bucket.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Yeah, man, the Enhanced Edition for Divinity 2 came out tonight. Which is pretty exciting because I was expecting it to come out tomorrow.
The hatch is blocked.
So if you're going to be hanging out for a bit, I'm going to be asking you kind of what you want to see me do. Because there's some funny things you can do in this game. Ah, maybe this is where it is.
That doesn't bode well.
Or just lockpick it.
Thank gods. By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny.
Ah.
Your lies end here.
Well, I'm in a fight, and the character that I'm building is an Inquisitor. So basically, his big stats are that he's gonna deal a lot of damage, and he's gonna heal from that damage. He's also got some necromancy traits, which are kind of cool because it means he can raise the dead. Oh, he's actually got armor and things. That's not good. I'm super dead. Actually, maybe not. Sucker punch him? Sure. Oh, nice. I knocked him down. That was awesome. That actually worked out really well. So yeah, man, if you honestly don't know anything about this game, it is like straight up one of the best RPGs I've ever played. It's so awesome, and just how much stuff is packed into it and how in depth you can go. Let's see. Not really anything else in here, I don't think. And my character's undead, so what's cool about him is that everybody hates him because he's a zombie basically. He's just a walking skeleton. And he heals with poison instead of actual healing.
God damn it. I need to get off this wreck. Quick.
Ooh, let me pillage. There's gotta be good things here.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
Oh yeah, like honestly, I've sunk so much time into it. I bought it back in January.
Pounding on the hull.
And I basically have never stopped playing it since. Oh. I know there's Death Fog, and you can use it to kind of cheese through some things. Basically, Death Fog is like... it's exactly what it sounds like. It's just fog that instantly kills everything. But because I'm undead, I'm immune to it. Yeah, it's just that my computer chugs a little bit more than I'd kind of like.
Was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is, a warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
Yeah, I just turned down the resolution of the game a little bit, actually, or the settings on it, because this game makes my computer run quite hot on a normal day. Good part of a sword. Well, how could I not want the good part of a sword? Oh boy. I should be fighting that poison. That's exactly what I should be doing. Actually, I'll probably kill these guys. Not too worried, I don't think. How did he get another turn out of that? That's bullshit.
A lifeboat? That means there's still a chance.
Alright, first decision, man. Do you want to be a hero or do you want to be a dick?
Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
So what do you think, man? Are we gonna go help him or are we gonna bail on him? Hero, you wanna go help him? Alright.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
So where's that ladder? This thing? So I gotta talk to all these guys, I think.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious.
Or maybe I just gotta go find my other party members.
If you can walk.
Oh, it's a whole other fight.
Void woken.
These beardless bugs would sink the ship on my watch.
Yeah, he's actually really funny because in this game he's called what's like an ancient, right? He's an immortal being. So he doesn't understand kind of people very well. So he doesn't get like regular social cues or anything like that. So he's pretty funny.
Let the games begin.
So what I'm gonna do is anytime that he has a choice to actually make as himself, and you'll see it in the dialogue by his name tag, I'm gonna use that because that's what that character would do. And we'll see if we can get some funny shit going on.
They who are about to triumph salute you.
We're also gonna select party members real soon.
You're not trying to escape.
Ooh. Was that the end of the fight? Oh, that was awesome.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burst. I hear something. It's...
So yeah, you can have up to 3 other party members.
Sounds like she needs help.
Generally, it's better to have either 2 or 4.
We need to wait.
There's no time.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
And now we're actually starting the game. Basically everything that happened before was just kind of brief tutorial type stuff. One thing I'm going to have to get is the Pet Pals perk so that at least one of my characters can talk to animals. Because one of the big additions in this game is that there's a squirrel uprising, which I think is hilarious, and I really wanted to check that out.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course. Ah, Brachus Rex. I've read his history. Quite gruesome, even for a human.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Well, Fane's gonna go and talk to him.
The child considers your statement.
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows cloaking your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside anyway. They're gone now. The Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. Guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary. There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean. You'll see.
There's a funny interaction you get with that kid, with one of the other characters I played, and she literally terrifies him, and he just like clams up, runs away, and just wants to scream at her. It's actually pretty funny. But I guess I'm playing the wrong character. I can't get him to do it.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore.
I'm gonna try and see if we can recruit a party member first before we actually go into that. Sir Laura, I bet you this is where my squirrel uprising starts. But I don't have the perk to talk to him yet. Where does he replace the black cat? In the regular game, Black Cat will follow you for the first section, and then later becomes a full-on summon for you.
Ah, hello, small, furry creature. How do you do?
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to see if I can find some party members, and you can tell me if you want them in the party or not. Oh.
Now speak. I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks. We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Alright, so we're going to be a hero or we're going to be a coward? I guess that's the next thing. Come on, man, you're not on the ball. We gotta get this rolling. Hero again? Okay. Oh, let's go this way.
Stay silent, you.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
Well, that was fairly irrelevant for anything that I had to do.
What a waste.
But we leveled up, so that's nice.
Will be needed elsewhere.
That's good, that's good, that's good. And if I were an elf, I could eat her, and I could gain her memories. You can gain, like, abilities from it. So right here is another choice where we can be a hero.
I find I need bread. I want no trouble.
And I'm just gonna assume that that's what you want.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
Well, I guess we're gonna stand beside Ifan.
Burrow looks you both up and
because that
down,
seems to be your kind of
sizing
motif.
up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth the sweat of my brow anyhow.
I think it's really funny that he's just kind of backing off from a dude who's literally wearing a bucket on his head.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Okay. So, this is Ifan.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
And he's one of the guys that we can recruit to our party.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say, you were on the ship here with me, weren't you?
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Well, we're undead, so...
Suit yourself. Probably wise, given the rashes you can pick up around this place. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it looks like you could use someone to watch yours. I've just got a small errand to run, and then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
Alright, so he's got the Pet Pal perk, which makes things a little easier because that means I don't have to skill into it. He's an archer, so he does damage from afar, and he's got really good mobility. I like having him on my party. What do you say? You want to put him in? Well, the good thing is, too, is that we can kind of get these guys to play however we want. But I would like to get him just for the Pet Pal perk. And...
The usual way. Haphazard, terrifying, and drenched in blood. Haven't quite worked out the details yet, but I'll wager it'll be no worse than what'll happen if we stay put. 2 heads are better than 1, and when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
He grins, sharp teeth glittering in the midday sun.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies up front. Should keep more of our blood in. Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need?
So I'm going to put him in with a little... Yeah. Definitely the finesse. What? I wish I could see like his actual abilities on here. Screw it. You're a wayfarer now.
Onwards.
He scans the horizon for threats with one green eye, then nods back at you.
Right you are. Lead the way.
So let's see about the squirrel here.
Another giant speaks quercus. No, never. I will pay it no notice. One of its troop has an air of nobility about it, but this one...
Oh, I guess he won't talk to him. I'm also going to level up Fane here. So, what do I want from him? I want... Oh, that's cool. They put in menus that are actually way nicer to look at now. I don't care about you having telekinesis, but I definitely want you to be a lore master. Or do I want thievery? I want thievery. Not going to be stealing a lot with him, but he's definitely good to open up doors with because he doesn't require lockpicks. So you're going to be going into warfare. I want you to hit hard. And I'm going to level up his strength and intelligence at the same time, because necromancy is better with intelligence, but obviously I want him to hit harder. So that's Losa. Losa's kind of funny because she's a really good mage, but she's got a demon inside of her, which gives her, yeah, basically a telekinetic bucket zombie. It's not a bad call. Losa has a demon inside of her, and it gives her like a crazy voice. Like she always hears voices, so she acts irrationally. And then over here is Sebel, and Sebel is an elf, and she likes to do a lot of up close damage, and she likes to just crit and just, you know, she's a sneaky kind of thief character. There's also the Red Prince, who's a dragon. Well, he's a lizard, but he's basically a dragon. And my game crashed. Oh god, no. Oh man. Oh, this is not good. I did not want this to happen. It saved at a certain point. I'm going to have to replay a little bit of it. Now everyone can see my Steam account, so that's cool. Alright, back to definitive. Yeah, it could be worse. I found out that the streaming app that I use actually really hates this game because when I was going through the menus, it would just freeze. So instead of doing the way that I'd normally do it, where I just capture the game, I have to capture this monitor. So any of my Steam buddies logging in and out of games, well, they're going to be broadcasted to the internet. Unfortunately, I think this game shares the same trophy as with the base game, so I'm not going to be able to get more trophies out of it. Yeah, I'm using OBS. Mostly because I'm too cheap to pay for anything. And because it was easy enough to use. Well, at least it's loading into Fort Joy, so that's good. So anyway, I'll explain the rest of the characters. So there's Beast. Beast is a dwarf, and he does high damage, and he's kind of like a melee hero, or at least that's kind of the default setting for him. And there's the Red Prince, who I like using as a tank, and he can summon dragons later in the game.
We already stay back, so
We know you.
I tuna cut my. If you can, this can't be serious.
You should know by now to obey your super.
Stay suck.
Stop! The fate of Dallas.
Yes.
I.
Oh, no, I do not want to be.
What a waste.
Alright, let's put your skills back in here. One in strength, one in int. I want you in warfare. And you are going to be a thief. You don't get it till real late game though, that's the only major thing. And I think there's other better summons in the game, but it is kind of cool to see.
Don't let this. An intense look. Just stand the
Lone Wolf.
The thug.
Pay up, elf. No one short.
Burrow looks.
Get
The elf smiles.
Follow me. If there is a safe place.
Ivan rolls his sleeve.
Good work.
He stretches out one rough hand.
Suit yourself. Say, I've just got a small errand to run. And then up the usual. 2 heads are better than 1.
He grins.
So, before we... Survival's my main priority. Can do.
He scans the horizon.
Right you are. Lead the...
Okay. That actually wasn't that bad. I'm gonna go back and kill some Voidwoken, because now that I've got a party member, these guys should actually die. And I shouldn't have to worry about actually dying.
Always late.
I almost thought I lost my squirrel buddy. This is the Red Prince, so he's the dragon. He can breathe fire. He's pretty good as a tank, and he can soak up an absorbent amount of damage. He's got some pretty good skills for it too. Plus, he's a dragon, or he's a lizard. So one of his special abilities is he can dig in the ground. So if I find a hidden pot, I don't have to carry a shovel with me. Well, that saved it for us. The one thing about this game is it is really unforgiving with as far as autosaves go. There's almost none. Well, that worked out pretty good. I wonder if I can just charge at him. No. So what's really cool about combat in this game is you can change the environment basically. So you see how there's blood around here? There can also be water, there can also be poison, there can be all sorts of different things. And they interact with each other in different ways. You can buff them, you can make them so that they're hazardous traps. Like, what's fun about this game is the creators really try to encourage you to try to break it and just kind of see how you can mess around with things.
Stare at the slain beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
They didn't put up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
Drowned and eaten by a voidwolf. I wonder in which order.
Nothing else really here. I'm gonna give Ifan the potions though, because Fane is not going to need them. Alright, so do you want the big tanky brute? He's a red prince, he's royalty, so he treats you like shit, but he's kind of funny. And at the end game, he gets dragons. Basically what I can summarize about him. Because I think we should do a 4-party run. A 4-party member run. Otherwise, this game gets ridiculously tough.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smoldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I suppose that's what passes for wit in your neck of the bog, I should think. But wait, perhaps I spoke too soon. I recognize you now. The brave soul, the savior. I was with you on that ill-fated ship, and might well not have survived had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings.
So what do you think, man? Do you want to recruit him?
Let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further. I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. Oh my word, how you do astound me. Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me? But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. In fact, I prefer the exceptional in all things. Your secret is safe with me. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
All the characters in this game are actually really cool. They all like are real. They all have personality. They're all really well written. I've done different routes of this game just with different characters, just to see kind of where like things fork and how different people interact. So there's room for one other person we can have, and I'm gonna make the call that we get Losa because she's funny. That's number one. And number two, I want a magic caster in my party.
An odd-looking young woman is staring intently at the statue to the divine, fingers curled rigidly at her sides. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pinkish flesh, and her whole body relaxes.
Hi, who are you, some guy? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit, well, a bit hospitable. Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. I'd give just about anything to be like you. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted. Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy? So true. And you can stay as long as your heart desires, free of charge. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if, when, push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be?
So, I definitely want her to be kind of like a healer with a slash summoner is basically how I'm going to do it.
Don't know if you could tell, but mysticism's kind of my speciality. Let's get into the nitty-gritty while we're at it. What sort of magic are you interested in?
I'm going to set her up as a cleric.
Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way. Well, no, or I wouldn't have joined up with you, would I? Don't worry. I'm sure your get-up will fool most people hook, line, and sinker. I'm sensitive. Knew who you were the moment you rolled up. So don't worry, and lead the way, your deadliness.
Alright, and that's our party. And get all these guys buckets. Be a party of bucket heads. So I'm going to start a couple of quests. I'm just kind of going to wander around for a bit.
So, this is Fort Joy.
A delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face. Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown, caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Supplies, crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
So, I'm not even going to bother asking you because I know you want to help people out, so we'll make a proposition.
My supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal. Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
I want to see if I got any decent equipment at all. She's got a claw hammer and a shield. Oh, I gotta make you... I gotta give you a 1. You got a shield, that's good.
Ain't fit for beasts.
Actually, I want Losa to talk to this chick. Because at some point, I'm probably going to fight these guys. And this little girl named Butter here has a fancy for Losa.
Heading into the kitchen. Don't try anything funny around, Griff. I'm watching you. Ha! Cheeky. What's your name? All right, Slick. Haven't seen you around here before. When did you get in? All right, easy now. You seem sweet, but I'm more curious about you than a bunch of cheesy lines.
She sighs deeply.
Another one of those. Anyway, I was serious before. I work for Griff, so don't try anything funny if you're heading inside. Move along.
Oh, I actually messed that up. I came on way too strong. Oh, come on,
The
yeah.
dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
I'm Buddy. It's no use anyway. You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her. I love you. Say, let me show you something.
Good find.
Yeah, buddy. And I didn't mean that as a pun either.
This looks like the crate I'm after. But where are the contents?
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a groveling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudene leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this stingtail fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer. A greater one. A more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Drudene.
Huh? What? But I was... It was... Please, tell me. Tell me. Why did you wake me? I was so close, so close. And you smell of burnt hair and barren dreams. But I have the good breeding not to mention it. Oranges. Is that what he told you he's missing? Well, I suppose it's technically true. Though I'd guess Mr. Griff is more upset about the Drudene than the citrus. The Drudene Griff cleverly smuggles into the prison, of course, stuffed inside the oranges. You don't think he'd really be so mad over a little missing fruit, do you? No, it's not the oranges, but the dreams he's after. Same as I, though. I have the right, the responsibility. Drudene, it makes you master of all you see when you sleep. The dreamer is not the play actor, but the playwright. It may be hard for you to understand, but my kind, we dream for the greater good. What we see can predict the truth, can even shape the truth. But we need Drudene to do it. Before I was caught, before I was brought here, I saw a vision. The void woken, slain, divinity restored. But just as I was about to see how it happened, the Magisters beat down my door. This is my last chance to find out the secret, to find out how to save us all. So you see, I cannot give back the Drudene, not only for myself, but for all of us. My dreams are my gift. They may be our salvation, too.
Well, I'm definitely going to try and persuade him. And I think intelligence is probably my best attribute. And I failed.
I aim to save every life. To do that, I must dream. That is all. Now, good day.
Unfortunately, that means that that dude's going to die. Because I'm definitely going to tell Griff about where they, where that stuff is.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a madman.
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you.
Damn! Dude got ganked.
Bastard.
He does have some gold, though.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Murder's a big word. And no, this here's a bed for someone 1,000 times better than that snake. Rest her soul. The love of my life. Gret. She passed in the night. Something in the stomach. Doctor couldn't help her.
He tenderly runs a hand along the coffin's side panel.
If she were here, she'd tell me this plank is crooked. Chastise me for using warped wood on her final bed. Then she'd laugh and kiss me. Just here.
The man holds a hand to his cheek for a moment. He turns from you, lines up another nail, and hammers it into the panel.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one. In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast. I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested? Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Finally, someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded beach nearby. Here, give me your map and I'll show you where to go. Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown lizards what for.
That dude totally betrays you. He's like, yeah, teleport me across the way and I'll bring you back, and then he just doesn't. But getting the gloves is actually a really good thing to do. Oh, I just want the waypoint.
The shrine depicts loose a low. Your knees buckle.
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Actually, I can go through here. Alright, time to tell Griff about where his Drudene is.
Griff glances from his blade. To you,
You already know the terms. Nothing else to say. Sure, have a look.
Oh, damn, actually, I can't even finish that yet.
I got that special shipment he was asking after.
Everything there? Good.
Well, the good thing is you can also do persuasion checks with your other party members. I wonder if any of them have persuasion at all. Oh, my Red Prince does. So I might actually try that reroll with him.
Gad! Coward! Waking a dream. Oh! And you smell of burnt hair and oranges. Though I'd guess Mr. Griff is more upset at the Drudene. No, it's not the you. Before I was but just as I. So you see, I cannot give back the Drudene.
Oh, man!
Go ahead. It'll be you that.
This guy's just gonna screw it all for everybody. Alright, I'm gonna wait until I actually level up. Because if I level up, I think by level 3 I get another point for that. Actually, what spells does she have? Well, she does have Restoration, Decaying Touch, so she's also got Necromancy. I've got 2 Necromancers on my team.
Ah, a little reprieve from the din outside.
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small ones. An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire, she has no need for slimy, sticky, small ones.
As you approach the young elf, Losa suddenly grabs your arm. Her hand is damp. Her face looks pale and grey.
Hey, listen, I don't know why, but I think I need to talk to this elf. You mind?
She jerks her hand away.
I can't. I just need to talk to her, okay?
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf without responding. They begin talking in earnest, more quietly than you can overhear. Losa suddenly snatches up both the elf's hands and leans close to her. Her voice rises.
You have to tell me.
The whites of Losa's eyes fade to grey, then black. The color runs into her veins, crisscrossing her skin like lightning. She keeps hold of Sahela's hands.
It rises in you even now, Losa. Do not let it. You must be strong. Be strong. Fight. Fight. You are okay. You are yours. No one else's.
Shut up. Let go. Let go. Let go. I don't want to hurt her. Don't make me.
Losa is rigid as a board, tense with the effort of holding Sahela's hands in tight, painful bunches.
Leave me alone. Leave me. I don't want to.
You are hurting me.
Losa's eyes are black. Sahela's fingers are white under her grasp.
Let me go. Please.
A sinister smile spreads across Losa's lips. She jerks the elf toward her.
Chatty, chatty elf. Chatty elf with all the answers. I wonder what your blood tastes like.
Losa, please. You must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her, you see?
I bet the elf blood tastes like honey, like nectar, like joy itself. Let's find out.
You must
Oh, damn. This is brand new. I have never seen this happen before. Hope I don't actually fully kill her.
We do not want to hurt you, Losa. It is almost enough. A few more hits. She comes back to us when she's
You okay?
weaker.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, man.
What? Don't look at me like that.
You were happy to meet the other half. Yeah!
The thing has nothing to do with me. It's just a visitor. A fly that won't buzz off. Glad it didn't freak you out too much, though. I know this kind of stuff can be weird if you aren't used to it. Good. You haven't crossed mine either. Yet. Let's keep moving. I want to get out of this bloody place as soon as possible. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. I just want to get out of here. Let's go.
So that's kind of the reason why she's really funny. Is because just all of a sudden, like, she has a demon that just comes out of her.
But she turns towards you when you approach. She smiles as though she recognizes you, though she couldn't have seen your face.
Hello, stranger. A strange person from a strange time. I wonder, do you even know how lost you are? I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
Oh?
Ah, you help him. Your open heart surprises even me. You bless me. You bless us all.
And that was it, apparently. I know I can get some quick XP by just kind of moving some of these things here. Actually, I want you to shoot them. Because durability on weapons is a thing in this game. But only when you're attacking, like, doors and things. It's kind of silly. Ooh, what is that? Oh, that's a nice little thing. Oh, don't kill my buddies. Don't kill my buddies. I'd have been real upset about that. Because I definitely want to find out what happens with the squirrel uprising.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. All the worse for old Dane. He crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Doomed to be sure, but I would have liked to ease his way out.
I wonder if I could just heal him.
You think you're so fancy with your flashy abracadadoodle, don't you? Who needs you? I caught a blow too many from those card-playing fatheads up on the ramparts. I got myself a golden ticket. I didn't even get the chance to use it. Why don't you take it? If they offer you a round of cards, this one guarantees you a win. It's called the Sparkler. Whoever's got it gets the pot. Filched it from that hog Griff himself. Careful though. If you ain't as skilled a fighter as me, you'll end up on Dr. Lest's table with the rest of the lilies.
I'm pretty sure down here there's like a crazy dude who will wreck you. Oh, don't get too close. It's level 4. I'm level 2. No way do I survive that. Alright, man. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, man. Feel free to pop in whenever you see me.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means. Only the finest, you know.
Ooh, spells. Aw, but they're the scoundrel spells, which I don't care about. I do not have that much money. So that's all pretty much useless for me.
Easy, eh?
I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
Oh, he's level 3. This actually might be hard.
Healing.
Ooh. Well. Oh, I'm probably gonna die. This is not good, but I actually would have just saved before this, so... Well, how much does that cost? 2. Oh, and I'm blinded. That's not good. I'm basically super bones for this fight. Oh, this is not good. I don't have a good way of even attacking him.
Glory is mine.
Oh, why didn't you just attack him? Well, lucky me, I've got a way of juggling him down for like 3 turns at a time. Aw, poor Ifan. I do need to heal you though. Oh man, that was way more hairy than I wanted.
Manners I mind the most, really. Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat. Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. The House of Shadows will have to do a lot better if it seeks to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
Oh, shoes. Ah, pretty much everything that's good. One thing I need to get is I need to get a sleeping roll.
Mind your manners round Griff, eh?
Well, I don't even care if it's stolen.
Watch yourself.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach, she turns to you with a cheerful smile.
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of yours close, eh? Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. It's nothing. If I haven't learnt that by now, I haven't learnt anything at all. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunk Stefan once dragged home for a pet. Joy radiates from her as she remembers. She places a warm hand on your shoulder.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you too. A family recipe. One of Felix's best. He'd be happy to know it went to such a warm soul. Take care of yourself. You hear? You're a sweet one.
Coward, cockle, clown.
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see, I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. To draw back the veil and see the truth is no simple task. To seek the unknown, maybe even the unknowable. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather.
Ooh. You got some geomancer abilities, which is nice. But nothing I need yet. Or anything I can even really afford.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was among the sorcerers with whom you fought the Voidwoken down in the hold of the sinking ship. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into one of your neck's vertebrae.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Who are you? I see. It does so satisfy to have a purpose in life.
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. the needle still all too deeply embedded in bone. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice a flaw in her diamond features, a curiously shaped scar on her left cheek.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a bad old time, a lizard cut this thing, this living scar, into my cheek. The mark of a slave. But now I'm free, of sorts. And I've traced that lizard here to Fort Joy. I intend to raise the subject with him.
She drives the needle in deeper and whispers.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Your death will be slower, more painful, but fair enough, if you insist.
Alright, Sebel, we're gonna throw down.
She removes the needle and draws her weapon.
Let's play.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
I'm ready.
I need aid.
Oh, that was a lot of consecutive turns to attack.
Prepare yourself.
Aid.
Yeah, you're dead.
Into the dark with you.
With literally no experience from that. So it's kind of not worth. Wonder if with Feint I could just steal the Druidine. Oh. Well, there we go. I also got the boots to equip, don't I?
Griff glances from his blade to you.
Spare the indignation and hand it over. Now. Good boy. Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief?
This Griff is nothing but a thug. Don't give up Stingtail so easily.
I don't want Stingtail's blood on my hands.
Griff would kill a fellow over petty theft. Giving up Stingtail is no better than murder.
Well, looks like I'm in for a fight.
I'm right chuffed to have my supplies back, so I'm gonna give you one last chance. Tell me who you found them on, or you're gonna have to answer to me, my knife, and each one of my people. And your little elf friend won't make it out alive neither.
Ooh, and they're all a level ahead of me, so this could be hard.
You must think I'm playing with you. I don't play. Hand them over.
So quickly, we find...
Well, let's see.
Prepare yourself.
That was probably good, because when he moves... Ah, never mind. He's still gonna knock someone out. Ooh. I don't really have anything else I could do. Oh, I'm gonna have 2 high ground archers? That's not good. I'm almost certainly gonna lose this fight. Actually...
Glory is mine!
Oh yeah, definitely no way to make it out of this. No way! And I don't even have a good way of actually dealing out damage with anybody, with her anymore. And that's it. So I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna continue up. I'm gonna come back to this section and then I'll pick it up the stream again. Because I figure that's probably the best way of doing it. Only I'm gonna position myself a little bit better and maybe just come around and do a couple other side quests and just kind of get a little bit more levels and experience. But Gearworks especially, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, take care guys.